Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today I'll be demonstrating how to create this Lambeth style cake. I've used a 6-inch cake that has been crumb coated and frosted. This is a 104 piping tip that I'm using with regular buttercream. I have baking paper wrapped around the cake, that way I know where to stop the ruffle. Rather than marking directly onto the buttercream, this just creates a bit more of a neater finish because you don't need to mess with the frosting. Once it's all done, you can take a small star piping tip. I'll have the piping tip numbers listed in the description box for you, and just creating little swirls along the top edge. Note that the 104 piping tip had the thicker side touching the cake and the thinner end of the piping tip facing the cake board. Create a star kind of swirl flourish at the bottom of each triangle, and then again just swirling. Basically you just want to add new layers of pattern over and over again until the cake is covered. I didn't have a design set out for this, I just sort of winged it, and I think it's kind of the best way to do it. It's so much more fun when you just look at the blank canvas, you take your piping tip and you just think, oh, I wonder what this will look like, and you just build on top of that. And then I created this other flourish right at the base of that, I want to call it a star string, and making it identical on either side. As I stop, I pipe a little bit extra to make sure that as it ends, there's a bit more of a thicker kind of section right in the middle there. Create lines connecting these flourishes, maybe double up on the lines. The more detail you have, the more dramatic that cake will look. You could also use white chocolate ganache for this as well if you don't want to use buttercream. Dots are incredibly easy and they really add to the elegance of the design, so I added a lot of dots from here on out, just filling in any spaces that looked a little bit too empty. I didn't want to make it too busy, so I did leave the base a little bit empty, and that way the hero or where your eye will be pulled to is that top half of the cake. Don't neglect the very top though, that can still add a lot of dimension to your cake, so I just created some lines and then a little star dollop at the end of each line intersection. You could add some dots in here as well. And notice how I'm holding my hand steady with my other hand. I've either got it rested against the turntable, or I'm usually holding my hand steady. So here my wrist is up against the turntable. I removed the flourishes that I created at the top because I didn't like the look of them, so I just took them off with a spatula and redrew them on with that 104 piping tip. Add dots to fill, and that's basically it. The intricate pipe detail style cake was something that was in way back when, and it's really making a comeback now. I promise you this is so much easier than it looks. You can practice on paper first, or baking paper, and then try on the cake once you're confident with your piping abilities. Thank you guys so much for watching. Piping tip numbers will be left in the description box for you. And yeah, we shall catch you next time. If you do recreate this though, I would love to see it. #Rosie's Dessert Spot so I can check it out. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you again soon.